is incredibly interesting. The Athletics' Matt Barrows was on hand, not just for the wonderful 49er win yesterday, but also the devastating loss of Jimmy Garoppolo, as he does each and every Monday, travel permitting. He joins us right now. Good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Well, you know, I love me my 49ers, and I don't know. Let's do irresponsible radio. This news just broke. Who the heck knows? Your gut feeling. Are the Niners going to kick the tires on old Baker Mayfield, do you think?
My gut is that they aren't, and I'll give you a couple of reasons. One is a practical one. He's being waived, so he goes on waivers, which means that the worst teams get the first shot at him, claiming him off of waivers, and the 49ers are not one of the worst teams. They're very low down in the pecking order. So my point is that a lot of other teams, perhaps some QB-needy teams that are experimenting with their quarterbacks will have a shot before the 49ers. So that could happen. The other part is, I just don't see this guy as a 49ers type of guy, locker room. And I know beggars can't be choosers, and the 49ers are definitely in the beggar category given all the injuries at quarterback. But, I've written a couple of times this year how the contrast between the way that Jimmy Garoppolo handled himself, in the off season, despite his team not wanting him, versus how other quarterbacks, younger quarterbacks that go to social media and complain and do all this. Kyler Murray's one of them. Baker Mayfield is the poster boy for that. So, like I said, the need is there. They could have a quarterback who has experience, who's played in big games. I think that they're already making a move for Josh Johnson. And, Josh Johnson is on the Broncos practice squad. So in order to bring Johnson to the 49ers, they have to sign him to the active roster. So to me, that's the signing that they're going to make. They're going to go with Brock Purdy, and they're going to go with the veteran, Josh Johnson. This would be his fourth stint with the 49ers, dating back to early in the Jim Harbaugh era. We're talking 11, 12. So that's how I see it going down. But, with this team, nothing ever surprises me.
Matt Barrows joining us again. All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Matt, you were just kind of talking about maybe one of the other hidden strengths of Jimmy Garoppolo is the locker room. I mean, they just loved him, the huddle. He really carried himself well. So let's go to that on Brock Purdy. His first performance looked pretty good yesterday, but there's that other element of being a team's quarterback. Locker room, huddle, sideline, just presence. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. Where do you think he kind of ranks, not in his performance, but just that big kind of status of being a team's quarterback?
Yeah, I think that they like it. Now, George Kittle said heading into this game, he had taken maybe 4 throws all year. We're talking practice, preseason games, etc., with Brock Purdy. So nobody really knows him all that well. Purdy has done a good job of being the rookie who's seen and not heard. But, to me, the reason why they went with Brock Purdy over Nate Sudfeld, remember, Nate Sudfeld was going to be the number 2 guy all season long. He was good friends with Trey Lance. They trained together. He's the veteran. He was the veteran to Lance's neophyte player. And then at some point in the preseason, they decide, you know what, we like Brock Purdy better than Nate Sudfeld. And to me, it was because Purdy was the more aggressive player. You saw it in the preseason games, and I think that Shanahan liked that aggression. He liked sort of the savvy with which he played. I think at that point they were realizing, hey, it's more realistic that Garoppolo comes back, and so maybe we develop this young guy, but we like what he's made of. We like the cut of his jib. Dable liked that,
yes,
that expression. But so I think it all works out well. It's sort of a controlled burn, I would call it. He's got that fire. It's not like some other guys in the league where it's reckless, but he's got that inside him. And I thought, I'm just going over the game right now, the 49ers didn't block this game from an offensive line standpoint very well at all. It's the reason why Garoppolo got hurt, and Purdy suffered from some of that as well, but he was able to hang in there. He was tough. He made good decisions. That's what you want. I mean, it's not going to be great. He's a rookie guy, doesn't have a lot of experience, 7th-round pick, not a lot of excellent physical qualities. But, boy, his first game was impressive.
Matt Barrows with us. What can Brock Purdy do that Jimmy can't?
He's good on the hoof. He wriggled out of pressure several times in this game. You know, he's got the Jimmy quick release. I don't know if the release itself, the physical release, is as quick, but I thought that kind of the mental part of it, figuring out where to go with the ball and then delivering it was excellent. And this was in the face of 5-6 man rushes, so he had to do it very quickly. And he went with the right guy for most of the game, and that's huge. Not being rattled. I mean, I thought the contrast between Tua, a Pro Bowl caliber guy this year, and Purdy was huge. I mean, Tua was rattled in this game. He was off. He was off of his game, and Purdy seemed to get into a rhythm very quickly. Starting with that end of first half drive where, again, a guy in his face, Jalen Phillips, the same guy who had injured Garoppolo early in the game, and he hits Kittle over the middle for 19 yards, and that sets up that just before the half touchdown throw to Christian McCaffrey. So I thought that was really impressive. He was impressive throughout this game, and I think that's got to be what the 49ers take moving forward, that, hey, we can win with this guy. The rest of the units, the defense, the special teams, the running game have to step up, but this guy is good enough to win with. We can still win a championship with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, the headline ends up being the Jimmy G injury with Purdy, but going in, Matt, it was about could the Niners defense, which has been so hot, slow down this Dolphins offense. And after the first play of the game, you're going, oh boy, what that was unexpected. But after that, I thought the defense was as good as ever, and to hold the Dolphins basically to 17. This still is their formula, right? I mean, to win with Purdy, with Garoppolo or Lance, to rely on that dominant defense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and the defense's calling card has been that they play zone defense really well. And the Dolphins' offensive calling card is that they shred up zone defenses. And so it was a battle of strengths. And you're right. After one play, it looked like the 49ers were going to lose big in that regard. But like I said, Tua was just off. And it was partly because of the pass rush for sure. But I think it was more so what he was seeing downfield. He wasn't as confident in his throws. They were either alternately a little bit too high or a little bit too low, which led to a lot of tips. A lot of those plays that the 49ers challenged were sort of bobbled balls. Everything was just a tick off for that passing game, and the 49ers absolutely benefited from that.
Matt Barrows with us. Matt, just real quick, because I know it's going to be on everyone's minds. There's one thing I want to circle back to and one thing I want to confirm. First off, Trey Lance not coming back. Kyle Shanahan said that. So quick question number one, do you buy that 100%?
No, I don't. And I didn't buy that from the get-go because the timing was such. Remember, this was a week 2 injury.
Yep.
The timing was such that you looked at it, and I forget, I wish I had this at the top of my head, what the prognosis is for that type of injury, but it was something like, 3 to 4 months. And, you look at the calendar and you're like, that's like mid-January. Maybe this guy could come back if the 49ers win the playoffs. I'm sure the 49ers don't want to just kind of throw that scenario out the window, but they seem to. They said, no, there's no way he can come back, this, that, and the other. But I mean, they may need him. They may get into the playoffs with Brock Purdy, and boy, wouldn't it be nice to have another quarterback back there? So I still don't think that it's totally off the table. I mean, we're talking about playing into February now, and you watch Trey Lance before games. He's walking around without a limp. He's starting to do a little bit of throwing. He's certainly not in the kind of full rehab mode where he's running or doing anything really physical like that. But I think that by the middle of January, those bones at least will be totally healed, and it will be a question about how hard do we want to push this guy? Is it worth it? And who knows what the scenario is. But I do remember thinking in September, boy, you don't know what's going to be happening in January. There could be some quarterback issues, and lo and behold, that's exactly what we have.
That's Matt Barrows of The Athletic. I'm sure we'll be extra busy this week with all the fallout from Jimmy Garoppolo's injury and also taking on Tom Brady of the Bucs at Levi Stadium next weekend. Matt, appreciate you. Talk to you in a week. It's a roller coaster, buddy.
All right. Anytime, guys. Talk to you soon.
Take care. That is Matt Barrows. We'll check out the rest